Hi, my name is Shannel. Thank you for coming in. I just want to start off by letting you know that, anything that we discuss in here, um, you know, it stays here, it stays between us. It's part of our confidentiality expectations. This is a free open space for you to talk through, express yourself. It really is a judgment-free zone. My goal is to help you in any way that you need that I'm able to provide for you.
Okay, thank you.
Um, I'd love to just, get to know you a little bit and start off by, asking your name, if that's okay.
Yeah, my name is Kendra.
Okay, Kendra. Do you mind if I ask how old you are, where you're from?
I'm 16. I was born in Tempe, but I moved here when I was 15. So
Okay. Do you live with your family? Is your family from Tempe as well? Do you have any siblings?
so I don't live with my parents. My dad passed away when I was 8, and but they were both born in Mexico, and I do have two siblings, Roy and Madeline.
I'm so sorry about your dad. Um, that's a tough situation. Your family's from Mexico.
Mhm.
Um, do you guys, that sounds like a very interesting, opportunity to learn a little bit more about you. Do you guys have any traditions or anything that they, brought over, raised you with? I'd love to get to know some more about that.
Not so much as traditions, but they did really instill in me like a strong, like faithful relationship and to be in relationship with God and stuff.
Okay. That's awesome. And it sounds like, it gives you a good base to be able to have a little bit of faith, to fall back on if you need any guidance, assistance, or just to help out if maybe you're in a hard time or something like that. Um, you told me you had two siblings, Roy and Madeline. How old are they?
Roy is 13 and Madeline is 9.
Oh, wow. So you guys aren't too far off in age. Um, you know, do they live with you now? Do you get to, you know, see them very much?
We talk very often. My foster parents got me a phone so that I could talk to them, and I'm really grateful for that. But we don't live together. They live with my Aunt Marla.
Oh, okay. They live with your aunt. Do you get to visit with them, visit your aunt very often?
Not as often as I would like.
Okay. Um, do you mind if I ask how long have you been with your foster family?
Um, I don't really. It's been a few months at least.
Okay. Um, do you feel like, how do you feel like that's going so far? Is it going okay?
Yeah, they're really nice, and I have a foster sister, and I really enjoy spending time with her, so that's nice. But I do really miss my siblings and my mom. I
Yeah, of
wish we were
course.
all together.
Oh yeah, of course. But maybe right now this is just the best thing for you and for your siblings. Um, if you don't mind me asking, I notice, you're with a foster family and your siblings are with your aunt. Is it that mom is just temporarily living somewhere else, or is everything okay?
So after my dad died, my mom really struggled, and I had to step up and help take care of like my siblings. I remember bottle feeding my little sister when she was little and
Mhm.
helping my brother with his homework and stuff. But things, I thought I had a good handle on things, and then my mom asked my Aunt Marla to move in, and I was really upset that she didn't ask me first, and I didn't like Marla because of that. She tried to be the boss of me, and I thought I was doing an okay job. But then Marla moved out, and things seemed to go back to the way they were before she left or before she moved in with us. And then one day I came home from school, and I guess my mom must have fallen asleep when she was cooking and the stove was on fire. So I had to call the the cops in the fire department, and she was drinking a lot after my dad died, and so maybe that had something to do with it, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, my gosh, it sounds like, you've had a lot happen to you in a very small window of time and happen to your family. And, that can't be easy being the oldest. And it sounds kind of like you had to, step in a little bit to help out, which is hard to do at any age, let alone at, 16 years old, 15 years old. Um, what I'd also like to discuss a little bit is, um, if you ever, need some opportunities to sit and have a discussion and, if you're having a hard time trying to figure out how to maybe have conversations with your mom, in terms of in terms of being able to reconnect with her and reconnect with your siblings and your aunt, we can navigate some of those conversations and whether it's just that you need to talk or you need some advice or we can even practice some scenarios of how we can navigate that and how you can when you're ready explore how to start that conversation. One of the things I did want to try to discuss with you um, before we were done for the day as well is, what you're here for a reason. But I just kind of wanted to see, like, from your perspective, maybe what you're hoping to get out of our sessions together.
Yeah, so I've been really like emotional recently. Like sometimes I'll just start crying and I don't even know why. Like I'll wake up crying, and I don't know, like it would just be really cool if that wasn't happening anymore. Like
Mhm.
I just want to feel better.
Okay. Well, I think that you are taking a great first step by coming here because I view it as you're trying to address your needs and you're trying to find ways to be able to express yourself and navigate it. And this is the first step. And, I think some of that burden we can deal with it by you being able to just have a safe space to talk first and foremost. Sometimes that's the hardest part is being able to express yourself. And especially, it sounds like, you kind of have to be the older sibling a little bit more sometimes and um, navigate some things that, again, most people your age aren't having to navigate. Um, but while you've been that person for your siblings, you know, um, I we need someone to be that for you, right? A space for that, for you to be able to do those things. So, again, I can during our sessions, we can even if you just need to come in and sit and cry or let something out. I think that I want you to know this is a safe space and we'll continue to get to know each other and, um, figure out the best way that I can support you. And so I want you to know that this space is what you need it to be when you need it to be that way. Um,
So much.
is there, you're welcome. Is there anything else that you wanted to discuss today?
Um, I don't think so.
Okay, well, again, this is just an initial getting to know you session and just to find out a little bit more information. We'll later on, be able to get into some other things a little deeper. And again, this space is for you and what you need, and it might change day to day. And you might come in and have a whole plan of what you want to talk about, and then you get in here and it changes, and that's okay, right? This is your space. So, you know, I would say the next step would be getting you set up for when you want to come in again. And then we can just continue to, have some discussions and navigate this together.
That sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming in.